saying Jehovah.
Black American family, I have a question. Do you think biracial should have a voice on Black American issues? Do you think they should speak for us? Do you think they should have an opinion and tell us what we should do, what we should not do, and what we should support? Do y'all feel that way? Because I don't feel that way. I feel like a lot of biracials speak from the other side, and most of them speak for the white side of their family. That's just my personal opinion, okay? Especially what I've been seeing lately in the last 20 years of biracial that's coming up. They always want to talk about the black experience, but when they talk about the black experience, it's always negative. And they always try to take up for the white people all the time, like the white side of their family all the time. But at the end of the day, the white side of the family treat them like dirt. And that's crazy to me. But before we get started, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. And if you can join my membership, I greatly appreciate that. And if you can't, subscribe to my channel would be perfect. Salute to y'all. Now, there's a video I'm about to play of this biracial dude. I don't think he biracial, but I'm just going by what he say, right? And he says he has a white mother and a black father. But he's finger wagging at foundational Black Americans because of what we say to him. I never said it to him. Just a few people that say he can't speak on black issues because you're not a full-blooded Negro. But before I continue, let me play this video right quick so y'all can get context of what I'm talking about.
Nowhere. You would not stay in America. You would not have citizenship. They'd strip that shit from you and get you the fuck up out of here. All that goofy shit y'all claiming is insane. You were given citizenship here. You had to fight for it. You think if they repealed that shit, you would qualify? Y'all stupid. You're not equal to these white people. This is a white country. This is a white country. White rules. White power structure. You are still a guest in a house they made us build. And y'all are doing the same anti-black shit that they do, telling me because my mother's white, I can't call myself black because my father's black. Y'all sound like them. You sound stupid. You sound like one of their fucking...
Now, y'all heard what this dude talking about. Let me just highlight certain things that he said that kind of irked my spirit a little bit. One of the things he mentioned was the white man gave y'all citizenship. If it wasn't for the white man, y'all wouldn't have citizenship. This and that, this and that. Let me tell you something. We were citizens on this land before the 14th Amendment passed. We was technically citizens because there was a lot of Black Americans that was free on this land that was paying taxes prior to that. There's historical documentation of that, of black people on this land paying taxes, and that's a fact. So for him to say that is very disingenuous. And keep in mind, y'all, he's a mixed breed saying this stuff to us. See, that's what irks me the most about them sometimes, because they get besides themselves. And I could tell he's taking up for these immigrants because he's saying FBA is just not standing with these immigrants. We are supporting deportation. And I think delineation is kicking his butt. And I'm thinking, in my spirit, something telling me that his daddy is not one of us, or even his mother is not one of us. Just a fact. They ain't gonna talk about they will deport us. Where they gonna deport us to? You biracial. You a mixed breed. Like where our full-blooded Negroes are going to go? Where they gonna send us to? Africa, Caribbean islands, the Philippines, where? Especially for me. I live in Texas. So what, they gonna deport me back to Mississippi? For some people that live up north, what, they gonna deport the rest of the Black Americans back down to Tennessee? My Michigan folks back to Alabama, Mississippi? Is that where they gonna deport the people to? And that's wild to me. And he said, yeah, y'all had to fight for everything. See, that's that white side coming out of him. Yeah, we fought for everything. We just didn't lay down and cower. The greatest media manipulation of all times was them showing us getting our ass kicked on TV, but never ever highlight the majority of Black Americans fighting back. So you got a lot of people brainwashed thinking that black people just some subservient. We were just some cowards. We just allowed people to spit on us and whoop on us. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. So tell me, how is it wrong for us to fight for our rights here in America? That's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand that he keep bringing up like they repeal the 14th Amendment. Then what? Listen, we've been dealing with these white supremacists for so long, for hundreds of years on this land. Out of all the presidents that have came before us, they would have been figured out a way to send us back to wherever we come, wherever they say we from. You know why they ain't gonna do that? Because we'll be a value to the country that we go to. We'll be a thorn in the side of America if they send us somewhere else. See, they can deport everybody else because everybody else won't be a threat. We the only people that stood up against the system. We the only people that fought back against the white boy. These people really don't have no history of that. I ain't saying one person didn't do something in other countries, but collectively, we're the ones that's telling that has fought back. We're the ones that haven't submitted. And just like our brother Tariq mentioned, Black America's the only ones that ain't did a treaty yet. We ain't signed no treaty. That's why we can walk with our head to the sky and be so arrogant and be so bold and with the things that we say. They can't do that. Even though he's coming off like he's against white supremacy, but you could tell that white side coming out on how he talking to Black Americans. Then this man then he gonna tell her like this is a white country and we're not welcome here. But he's mixed. You a mixed breed. And you telling us how to think and talk. That's why I don't understand. Like, this man is speaking like he our king. This man really think he one of us. That's the crazy part about these biracials, man. They so confused mentally. And that's the crazy part about it, man. Then he mentioned white rules and white power structure because he upset because he wasn't close to being white. See, he talk about white supremacy and the structure of white supremacy and how white society has browbeat us and beat us down. But in the midst of all that, as you listen to this man speak, you could tell he wishes his dad was white. He was that close to being white, but he wasn't. And he ain't never been accepted. So what does he do? He followed the spirit of his white ancestors and try to talk shit to Black Americans. See, that's why them people are real dangerous. They are so dangerous, y'all. That's the crazy part about it. These people are so dangerous because they can flip back and forth, and I don't like that. I ain't got nothing against biracials or nothing like that. I ain't saying all biracials are like this, but people like him are very dangerous. Then you gonna say, well, this is not y'all country. This is our country. This is our country. This is more of our country than you. You mixed. You a mixed breed. You can't have no say-so on what's ours and what's not. And see, full-blooded Negroes have every right to say you not black. And that's what he upset about. That's what he upset about. He's upset that Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are telling him that you're not black. Now, for me, when I see a mixed breed that's mixed with white and black, I always say they black. I'm from the old school era, you know. But this new modern era, they ain't claiming y'all. And I wonder why they say you're not black. Because you probably been saying some anti-black thing. See, foundational Black Americans, I'm talking about the full-blooded niggas, the full-blooded Negroes that got black on both sides of the family. We can decide if you black or not. We have every God-given right to say that. You mixed. You need, what's that word? You monoracial. Is that the correct way to say it? Y'all monoracial people. Y'all ain't us. That's why I'm just going to pivot just a slight bit about reparations. You know how I feel about reparations? This is how I feel. I think the full-blooded Negro should get first dibs of reparations. If you're a mixed breed, by ethnic, or whatever you are, you should be last on the totem pole to receive reparations. I truly believe that the full-blooded Negro that have full blood on both sides that's not tainted, and what I mean is because a lot of people get with, bro, you know, there was some white people that are worried. I'm talking about descendants of emancipated people through multiple generations have full-blooded Black American family members. and a full-blooded Black American mama and a full-blooded Black American daddy, the seed should get first dibs. We shouldn't be mixed in with them. There's too much confusion going on amongst them. Now, I haven't gotten about ethnic. I'm just strictly talking about biracials. See, I'm so thankful, man. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful, y'all. Y'all just know how thankful I am that I have full-blooded Negro babies. And I come from a full-blooded Negro family on both sides. I ain't find no white people in my family tree. There's nothing that I saw that a white man impregnated someone in my family. I haven't found it. Still searching. I'm still searching. But I haven't found it. And I'm from Mississippi. You get what I'm saying? But one of the greatest things I'm thankful of, man, is that I have full-blooded Negro children. And I talk to a lot of people that have biracial kids. And the dynamics of that, it can be very harmful towards biracial kids. Because they got a white mommy or a white daddy or a black mommy or a black daddy. And they trying to figure out which side do they feel comfortable on. They do. And they go through a lot of mental issues too, man. A lot of people don't talk about that. Because some Black Americans might not, accept them. Then you got a lot of white Americans that don't accept them on their side of the family. So they deal with a lot. So they walk this earth, man, being confused like a motherfucker. Especially the ones that don't grow up on the black side of the family. Now, the ones that grow up on the black side of the family, they turn all right. They be good. They be straight. Because they identify themselves as fully black. But the ones that's 50-50, those are the dangerous ones, right? Those are the dangerous. Because you have a lot of biracial kids. Well, I ain't going to say kids. But you have a lot of biracial people. They have asymmetric loyalty. Meaning that when they mixed breed show more dedication and loyalty towards the white side, but have a disdain and hatred towards the black side. And it's unbalanced. That's just an unbalanced thing the mixed breeds are very unbalanced when it comes to that. Not all of them, but some of them. And they be having selective criticism all the time. Sometimes, man, if you ever watch some of these mixed breeds get on TV or get on social media or even get in front of you, they'll start talking about black on black crime, single parenthood, cultural pathology, or calling us ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people so ghetto, and they say our behaviors are so dangerous that's why a lot of white people don't like us, or a lot of white people don't want to be around us. But I'm looking at them as they say them, like, nigga, you a mixed breed. You don't have no authority to even speak to me, bro. Like, there's nothing you can say to me to make me even want to listen to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, it sounds crazy. It really do sound crazy and mean. But I always looked at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's a couple mixed breeds out here that spoke the truth, that fought for black Americans. But my time in this modern day era right now, when I hear them talk and they try to tell me what I need to do or how I need to think, I look at them crying like, man, you can't tell me that. Sometimes I look at them as white folks sometimes. Like, a white person can't tell me how to move, how to think. An African or Caribbean, nobody can't tell me how to think but a black American. A full-blooded black American. I just have more respect what come out their mouth compared to them. Because I know psychologically they messed up. I just know they are. And it's a sad thing to be like that. But this is another part for me. This is another part I forgot to mention in some of my videos. But this is another part of me with delineation. I'm trying to, and this is what I've been working on too, y'all, with myself. And I ain't trying to like change who I am, because I'm still human. I'm still going to have humanity for people. You get what I'm saying? I'm still going to show people respect at the end of the day. But another thing I'm working on now is these biracials and bi-ethnics. And I never had experience with bi-ethnics besides being on social media. But I do have experience dealing with biracials throughout my life. You get what I'm saying? And I'm getting to the point where I'm delineating from them also. I'm still going to have a heart for them. I'm still going to rock with some of them. I'm still going to deal with some of them like that. But I'm delineating also. I might not be as phobic, like they say we xenophobic, but I might not be as phobic towards biracials, but I will be cautious of me speaking up for them. Case in point, that Nolan situation. That Nolan situation just kind of I know I talk about it a lot, but those biracial mixtures and stuff like that, man. It's just kind of hard for me to connect with them, especially not connected with the black folks like that. So lately, man, I've been reading a lot. I've been just getting my mind right, dealing with that. And when I start making content and talking about it, make sure that I say it in a way that y'all will understand, but y'all also understand that I kind of draw the line with them also. I ain't gonna treat them like an African or Caribbean or Mexican or white person or a full blooded white person like that, but I will be dealing with them like arm's distance. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm working on now, man. I think that's another journey that I'm prepared to take mentally. Dealing with delineation and delineating from biracials. I'm not telling y'all to do it. Some of y'all might got biracial kids. Some of y'all might got biracial family members. I do. I got a cousin that's biracial. Well, hold on. I got a cousin. I got two cousins. My bad. I got two cousins. It's a male and a female. They older now, but I remember growing up that the male used to be with the black American family, which is my family, right? So he was raised around us. But the little girl, she wasn't raised around us. I think she was like maybe 6, 7 years younger than the brother. And I remember, man, the difference between both of them. Because my uncle married a white woman. They separated when he was born. Then years later, they got back together and they had the little girl. So what happened was the boy started just live with my grandparents and stuff like that. But the little girl always stayed with the mother and father. The little girl used to be around the mother's family a lot because the mother, I think my uncle and them, they moved to like I want to say somewhere in Georgia somewhere, like North Georgia somewhere, like maybe 2 or 3 hours away from Atlanta, in a suburb area. And it was just a big difference, man, how this little girl had a lot of anti-black passive aggressiveness towards us when they come down and visit. Now the boy always stayed with us, you know what I'm saying? So the boy stayed with my auntie for the most part, you know what I mean? So he was Negro fired up. But the little girl, man, I remember, man, she was just so like dismissive. I remember my grandma used to try to hug her. When she hugged my grandma, she used to do it like in a way, like icky, yucky, nasty, that type shit, you know. And I remember we used to talk to my uncle about this shit, but it's just something about that white cooch, man, that would change people, bro. And even just thinking about it now, you know, just the picture in my head of my uncle, man. My uncle used to be very clean cut brother, took care of himself, had a nice frame. And looking at him now, it looks like his soul has been sucked out of him. You can see this man's cheekbone. You can see his cheekbones, and he fatter than me. Now I never seen a fat nigga, with cheekbones showing. Like it's like his soul has left him, y'all. And that little girl, she ended up, she's an adult now, and I ain't gonna never forget. A couple years ago, she invited us all to a wedding. Nobody came to the wedding. Maybe one person, that was her brother, and somebody else in the family went, but we didn't go to the wedding. And she married a white man. And situation that happened to this white girl dealing with this white man, and it seemed like she'll call my mother, because my mother's like the connector to everything, basically. And my mother just is the nice person, just so sweet and do for everybody and love it. My mom that type of motherfucker, My mother got a loving heart, but she'll call my mother and let her know what's happening, thinking that my mother gonna tell her we're gonna get riled up and be like, okay, we're gonna come up there and regulate. We didn't. On just on a mere fact on how she treated my grandmother and the black people in the family. She was very dismissive. Her mother was the same way. As I got older, and I started, I'm about to say her name too, the white woman name, my uncle wife name. Who I about to say her name? But as I got older, I thought she was sweet and nice when I was a kid. But I remember I started to see the devil come out that woman. You get what I'm saying? Withholding things, kicking my uncle out, had to send money to my uncle so he can, not me, but the family had to send money to the uncle so he have a hotel to go to because he wasn't living in Mississippi at the time. Telling the family that we ain't gonna see the daughter, but we got the son though, but we ain't gonna see the daughter. We didn't give a fuck about that. The daughter was a coon. Your daughter was against us. And let me tell y'all some cold shit. My grandmother passed away in 2012. So my grandmother left all the grandchildren something. It wasn't nothing but it probably about 4 or 5 of us, including the mixed breed. How about my grandmother didn't leave nothing for the mixed breeds? Even the boy. She didn't leave nothing. And from what I understand, the reason why she didn't leave nothing for them, because she knew that the mother was going to be in charge of the money if money was going to be transferred to the boy. Now, during that time, we didn't know nothing about no trust or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, we knew about trust, but we didn't think to put a trust for the kids, for the grandkids. We got the money. But the other 3, including myself, that's full-blooded Negro, we took care of the young boy, make sure, he went to college, he got him a car and all that other stuff. We all pitched in together. It wasn't that much that my grandma left her, but it was enough money. I ain't bullshit. But they felt the way about that. And we explained to the boy felt the way about it, but we had to explain to him, well, I didn't, but the older people had to explain to him the reason why and stuff like that. And eventually he understood as he got older. But that little girl and that mama and even my uncle was upset about that because my uncle they didn't leave nothing for my uncle either. So it just goes to show how even our elders knew how these white folks was. I'm telling y'all, man, it's deep, man. This biracial shit is very deep. Even I don't even want to go too deep on it. I ain't gonna go too deep by Louisiana or even just the mulatto class and all that other stuff. We know the history on that. But just my personal experience, it's just been wild, yo. It's been wild. It's been wild. Even I got a partner. I'm about to say his name too. This is my best friend. Been knowing him since the 2nd grade. He ended up marrying a white woman when I was like 22, 23 years old. Before he got married, he asked me, Brian, I want you to be the best man in my wedding. I said, all right, bet. Sometimes when we answer, sometimes we just say it in the moment without really thinking. And so after I got off the phone, I thought about it, I was like, man, I don't feel right doing this. I love my nigga to death. I know my nigga want to be there, but my spirit won't just sit right with me. And it didn't sit right with me. That's why I told her, like, man, I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to make it, man, because I just don't feel right being at your bed. I love you. I'm gonna send you some money. I'm gonna send you some gifts. I'm gonna send you whatever you need to help through this, but I just can't do it. And that's just not my thing. You get what I'm saying? And he felt the way. We stopped talking for about 3 or 4 years. And I'm wrong. I can admit, looking back on that 43, I should have did it. That was me being selfish, not a friend to my partner like that. Looking back on, I should have went. Because right now, if he was to do it again, I'll be there. But it was just that mindset I had. And through years of working through that, I had to get out of that. I'm gonna call it hatred. It probably was a lot of hatred towards them folks. That's why I never slept with one. I never slept with a white woman in a day of my life. Ever. So, but anyway, didn't mean to monologue on that, but shout out to y'all, man. What's y'all thoughts on the biracials? Do you think they should have a word or have a say about or talk to full-blooded black Americans? Do you think they should be out here telling us what we should and should not do? I don't think so. I don't agree with it at all. But once again, I'm not demeaning or talking down on anyone that's biracial, or if you have biracial children. There's no shot at y'all, because I'm pretty sure if y'all do have biracial children, or if you are biracial, that means you're on code with the full-blooded Negroes, and there's no diss to y'all. But anyway, salute to y'all, and peace out.